Greetings, peace and love. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Thank you and welcome to Hand Built Pottery. We're going to go over our holidays and events first. Today is Friday. Woo! Today is Friday, February the 11th. And our holidays and events are as follows. If you want to follow, if you want to get a pen or paper, a pen or pencil and paper to jot down any of these topics for further research, future research, or any DIY projects. I'm trying to get you all to build up some artwork from last year for the new show this year. And we've done so many projects that you should be able to have at least one piece to enter into the exhibit. All right, today is Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day. Get Out Your Guitar Day. International Day of Women and Girls in Science. National Founders Day. National Inventors Day. National Latte Day. National Make a Friend Day. Satisfying Staying Single Day. That's me, woo! World Day of the Sick. Youth Day of Cameroon, and National Guitar Day. Also, don't forget that this month is very special for us to continue our contributions and works and acknowledgments and research throughout the year. This is igniting us and sparking our attention on Black History Month. Black history is American history, so we all have something that we could do to contribute to the earth and the world and our people. It begins with you. All right. So you all know yesterday we worked on our heads and our busts. And I said to you if I was going to let you all know that if that video was on YouTube yet, it is not. Hopefully I will have it on YouTube today. The only one person in our facility that's able to put it there wasn't available yesterday. So I'll try to get that put on today. And you have until next week, Thursday, to look at the video to if you needed to get everything ready to continue on for the second part next week. We won't be starting on the bust again to next week because what we have done is put the plastic on the actual styrofoam wig head. Then I cut out 2 pieces of clay about a ½ inch thick or so, because you're going to continue to add more clay on, so it's going to get a little heavier. You don't want the clay to be too thin that it'll break through the bust through to the styrofoam in the beginning, and you don't want it too thick that it's already just so clunky. All right, and so we joined those 2 pieces and smoothed it out and covered it up, cut it down neat with the bottom. And so what we're doing now is allowing it to leather for next week so that when we do cut it off of the wig head, it will hold its shape, especially while we are getting ready to stuff it as well. So I wanted to mention something I thought about at the end of class yesterday, that one thing is, if you have washed your hands, then your hands should be clean if you've washed them properly in between your fingers and your hands and everything, and really scrub them. But I just want to say, as far as a thing that could help you save, when you dry your hands with whatever paper towels you use, you want to maybe get a plastic bag, like one of the grocery shopping bags, and start to save any paper towels that you use that you've washed your hands with and dried, because that will save you from having to use so much paper, new paper, to stuff your head or your bust with. And so far, I've made some of the folded origami clay projects that we've made, that I've been making these little molds. I've been saving them because I know I was going to need them for our bust project. So that's just a little tip that could help you all. And so in between the project of making the bust and head, we are going to finish our Japanese origami clay series. So today I said we were going to either make the conch shell vase or the trifold plate. And if you want to make that together, you should get pen and paper to make the template first. So far, are there any questions? Also, I will open it up for questioning as it pertains to anybody that was not in the class, in class yesterday, that I don't know if you all received the one call yet, but if you haven't, it will be today or sometime this weekend. That registration is next week from the 14th to the 18th. Registration to register for on-site classes. That means at the facility. Also, we will still be, I will still be providing virtual classes. Some of my classes will be simultaneously, like while I'm having an on-site class, I will have video going for virtual people at the same time, but not all of my classes. I did work out my schedule if anybody was interested in knowing that. Anybody?
Yes.
Yes. Somebody please mute yourself. Background noise. All right, thank you. All right. So I'm going to have a class on Monday at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's going to be on site in the classroom, hand-built pottery.
Is that beginners or?
There is no beginners or advanced, because since
okay.
The only reason I did it because we had so many people, you know, the population was growing, but since now we're building up again, I don't foresee that it's going to be a lot of people. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I do know that you're going to be able to sign up for what you want, but you might be able to sign up for 2 sessions. So they'll explain all that too. I'm just giving you my schedule. Monday on site, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., hand-built pottery. Also Monday, this is all Monday, virtual, that means Zoom. You can put Zoom if you like. I'm going to be teaching yoga from 1 to 2. On Tuesday, it's going to be on site at the center from 10:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m., making something out of nothing. On Tuesday afternoon, virtual, at from 1:30 to 2:30, I'm going to be teaching making something out of nothing. That's going to be Zoom. On Wednesday, on site, I'm going to be teaching my poetry class called Word Up from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. On Thursday from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m., hand-built pottery on site. So I'm going to be teaching pottery at the facility on Mondays and Thursdays from 9 to 11. On Friday, we have open studio for pottery. That means anybody can come up here and work on their projects. Feel free. It's from 9:30 until 11:30 a.m. And I must say, there is no instructor required to be in open studio, meaning I may or may not be in the classroom. More than likely I will, but I'm just saying I'll be busy. So I'm just saying that for people who be demanding that they thought they was getting instruction and all that type of stuff. This is an open studio for you to work on your own. All right, and
Kim,
hold on.
We can only take either Monday or Thursday for hand-built pottery.
No idea. That's what I said. They'll let y'all know that when you get ready to sign up. I said I'm only able to give you my schedule because I know that they are letting you sign up for 2 sessions, and I don't know how many classes. I'm not sure.
Okay.
They might let y'all sign up for both of them. we have, so yesterday I told you all that the county coming from somewhere where upper is saying that there is no more social distancing and you don't have to wear your mask. However, we are still at the Darnell facility encouraging people to wear their mask and social distance. Just because they said we could have a capacity of 16 people in the class, I got the clearance yesterday, remember, because I told you all we still had to have a meeting. I'm only gonna have 6 people in the classroom.
How many?
6.
Oh,
So that means there's gonna be 6 on Monday and 6 on Thursday. We're trying to build it where people feel comfortable, like where you just wouldn't have 16 people here and then everybody gets sick again and then you gotta close the facility down. Meaning like we have to start things slow because that's what happened the last time. They was telling everybody they can go to clubs, barber shops, all this stuff, take off your mask, and what happened? We get other variants, other strains. We just want to start out slow, and then over time we're going to build up. It might be the actual next week that we might have 8 people, and the next week we might have 10. I don't know, but
yesterday, open studio.
Open studio is free for anybody to come.
So it's not a number of people. How many can come on Fridays?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
As far as it's a seat in here, so I guess that would be 16 people, but I know there's not going to be 16 people coming in here.
Okay.
Especially on a Friday. People have a lot of things to do on Friday.
And one other thing I might have missed for registration, I heard the 14th through the 18th, but to come to the center to register,
they're gonna send you all a one call in your emails, and I'll call the call or either email, probably both, but you either able to come to the facility and register, and it's not gonna be online. I think it's just gonna be signing out on paper what you want to do or whatever, and then or you can call up here and register. Again, the reason why we do it online is because we have over 200 to 400 members up here. And since we don't have that large population, we're able to go back to our old way of doing it until we build up again.
Okay.
So lunch, frozen, when they're still going to be giving out frozen dinners to people who want to drive up and pick them up, that's going to be for 1 hour from 11:30 to 12:30. And anybody who wants to eat hot lunch can come. Lunch is going to be from 11:30 to 1:30.
And it's still, you do not have to sign up if you go stay on Zoom.
And no, you only going to be registering for on-site classes if you are coming to the facility. Virtual is still, you just log into the class and join just like you have been before. So virtual classes are for any and everybody. Hopefully we would like to attract seniors, but they're for really anybody that is compliant with the classes and does not disrupt it, that type of thing. All right, so also the facility for you senior citizens will be open from 9 to 4 p.m. 9 to 4 p.m.
So they're gonna start by doing taxes and all that, open for business?
I'm not sure about the taxes yet, but I think they're gonna get, I'm not sure about the taxes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Any other questions? Y'all ready? Oh, also, some people who don't know, the Black History program is not next week on Thursday, February 17th. It's the following week, the last week of February, February the 24th at 10 a.m. on Miss Terrell Spartman's link. And the Crowning Glory head wrap demonstration that I do every year is on Tuesday, February the 22nd. It's going to be probably at 10:30. All right. So let us get started making this template.
Kimmy, what time did you say the Black History program starts on the 24th?
10 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right. So get your pencils and your, it's like really hard to me to actually get y'all to make a template at home, but really y'all been doing such a wonderful and amazing job that only thing I can do is do my best and you do your best to follow. So I know over the times, I don't have any new participants really, that I know my students and I know your skill level and technique, and I know that you all can do it. I wouldn't ask you all to do something that I know y'all couldn't do. So anyway, what you're gonna do is you want to draw something that kind of looks like a half circle, but it's going to be a little bit more straightened out. That's the best way I can explain it. And so let me pull this up. All right. And so what you're going to do is you're going to get a sheet of paper that has a nice size. Even if you have 8.5 by 11, that's fine, because what you're going to do is draw within the space that you have. And so far, essentially, you're making a shape that looks like this. Y'all see that? It's like a emblem that you have on your clothing sometimes. It's called a it's like a triangle with a little curvature to it. So that's what we're drawing. All right. And so how I execute that is to kind of just take my hand and draw like an arc. Y'all see I'm drawing it in sections. Not too curved. I'm even straightening mine out a little bit. So because I want to cut that, I'm so sorry. I want to redraw that on this paper because I need to cut that out. All right, that's the arc. I'm just going to find the center point, or what I think is the center point. And then I'm going to get my ruler and draw a line straight down. Doesn't matter how long. And then from the tip, you're going to go to these both sides, the side here, and come to the tip. Draw a line. It's kind of like a little cone shape to the side. Then you're going to go from that tip from the bottom and line it up with the top edge. Mine is a little bit off, so I have to redo that. All right. So far, you should have something that looks like a ice cream cone with a little arch, at the top. Now you want to cut that out. Hey, it wouldn't hurt just to even try to make the template. You can always make the piece later. It's up to you. All right, so I have that piece. And what I'm gonna do is set it on the page and trace the top portion of it. This template might get just a little bit raggedy from the beginning, but everything's gonna come together. Then you are going to sit the other portion there on the tip, making it look like a triangle. And each time you're gonna have to probably redo it until you're able to close it in. So now I'm putting it on the other side and coming in, so to speak. But now I have to still go on my other side until I meet that one piece. So Then I'm doing that one more time right here. What you're doing with the two sides when you're doing it is just basically trying to close it in. I'm actually going one more time to get it a little closer. All right. And here is my triangle, but with arched edges. And what I'm gonna do now is cut that out. You don't have to cut that out anymore, but I just want to cut mine out. You don't have to cut it out anymore. I just want to cut it out because I have so many lines on here and I don't want you all to get confused. Now you got to have some kind of size on the piece. Don't forget that this is supposed to be a plate. All right, so just without any lines, that's how they're supposed to look. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you all. Got to grab something. Here I come, young people. All right. So from there, what you want to do is you want to get your rulers. And you are going to make a cut from the center of each center of each side. So I'm just gonna, you can measure it if you like. It's up to you to measure the whole line to see what's the center line. Like so. From one, it's about 5.25. So I'm just gonna actually eyeball mine. So I made like a little dot in the center of each side, so to speak. And what I'm going to do is, let me just redraw this here. And I'm going to draw a line, sort of like a little cone going across each side, just about halfway like that. However, I want you to remember how far you have made this little line. So I'm going to draw like a crosshatch across it like so. And now I'm going to draw the line fully all the way down like so. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut this little shape right here out. And I'm going to place it on each corner and draw that actual line. But I want to stop it at the little break line, like so. Well, actually, what I'm going to do, since I've cut this one, I'm going to go ahead and redo it on this one right here. Sorry, young people. 1, 2, 3. So every time I make a template, it's just to make it simpler. So I'm sitting it there in that corner. And I'm going to draw that line, but go right to the break line. 1. Anybody plays the guitar, it looks like a guitar pick. 2. I'm only going to the line that I drew a crosshatch. And in the corner, 3. All right. So I'm gonna just let you look at that for a minute, and then we're gonna go ahead and go on to make the actual piece. I'm just getting my second template together while you all executing that. Do the best you can. Even if somehow it comes out a little different, hey, it could just be a different shape. So you see I'm making 2 right here. It's kind of like a little different because the larger one that you see, the edges are not as curved as the one that I actually drew out myself by hand. All right, so I'm using this next piece to go ahead and draw the line on my next template, which would be here. And I have to draw me like a stopping point. 1. 2. 3. All right, young people. Now we're going to cut those out, but do not cut the lines in the inside. Just cut the outsides out. Here we go.
So you should have a little one and a large one.
No, you can have just one. If you want to, it's up to you. But this is, I always make 2 projects just as demonstrations in the class. And sometimes in case I want 2 dishes, I make them at the same time because I'm really bad at making stuff later. I don't really feel like it. So I just multitask and do 2 things at the same time. All you need is 1. If you want to make 2 to challenge yourself, go for it. Here's 1. cutting out the second one template. These templates will be in class, the ones that I've been making for you all to use when you come in class if you like. All right, that was the last one. And now go ahead and make those cuts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so I've already pre-rolled the clay out just to save time in the class. If you want to get some clay, roll it out now, it's your choice. Or if you want to do it later, it's up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this clay over. Yikes, that was messed up. All right. So one, I'm gonna add a quick design on, and one, I'm leave it smooth. All right. All right. And now go ahead and just put a design on the other one, just because. I don't know why, but I will. This design, I'm just gonna kind of freestyle it. All right. And so all you want to do is get those templates. On this one, I'm gonna turn the clay where the design will be right upright. And we're gonna use this small one. All you're gonna do is take your needle tool. And you're gonna trace that. I trace first and then cut later, just in case, just to take my time and make sure I'm getting everything straight, so to speak. And then I'm gonna kind of fold up and kind of go through the line as well, like so. Fold the corner up, trace the line out. Fold the little tip corner up and trace the line out. And so that's how that looks. But before I go on multitask, I'm gonna go to the next side. Sit that down. And then trace. Trace. You gotta hold those edges down really tight till you get around it. Trace. And then from the tip on the side or the edge, you want to flip that up and draw your cut lines. Flip from the tip, edge up, tip, edge up, and use that edge that's down to draw your line. There's my second template. We're gonna go ahead and cut that out and then constitute the clay. So I'm just cutting that in square pieces already. And just go ahead and spray and stack. Go to the next side, cut straight. Leverage your body straight so that your cuts are straight and not diagonal to the side. Cut neat pieces, stack, spray. Cut the back side of the third side. I'm going to go ahead and cut through the actual cuts I have around here. And then we're going to go ahead and cut out the smaller one. Sorry. Cut it with my left hand. Not today. All right, I might keep one of these designs to the side to put a raised design on my piece. Maybe, depends on how it looks when I'm done. Now, you all know these are basic projects with the design aesthetic that you have. Any type of thing that you want to add will make your piece unique and different. Come on, woo us, wow us, shock us. Then I'm cutting the last little cut line. And what I'm going to do is bring these to the out so I can pull the canvas up and pick them up. Just broke one of my corners. Kind of. All right. So I'm going to get platform for them to sit on. Picking them up carefully. All right, that's one. And I'm gonna get another bat in newspaper. This is smaller, so I'm gonna put this on the smaller one and get another piece of paper to start the next side. So I'm just gonna pick the canvas up. Actually, I'm not gonna even pick the canvas up that time. I'm just gonna flip it. And put another piece of paper on it and flip it again, just so I won't break it like I did the last one. All right. So you're gonna need some props, and then for right now, I'm just gonna use my sponges. All you want to do is bring up each corner like so to meet and match the piece. And I'm just gonna kind of give it a little squeeze, but not to distort my edges or to change anything. Then I'm just gonna sit a sponge behind it like that. So I'm actually just going around the whole thing, creating the same shape, making sure that I kind of get the same portion of piece sticking out. And you don't want to squeeze it too tight in case you have to kind of take it loose to do anything. You want to just give it a little pressure so it can stick. I'm using another sponge as I go around. And the top is going to go on the top. Maybe about that much. If you want to measure how much you have out, then I say feel free to do that. And I'm going to add a sponge. And we're going to go ahead and get 3 more props. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to dry my hands and go back and measure that space with my finger here. So this one needs to come in a little bit. All right, and I think that's good. So for me, y'all, I'm not gonna even use scratch it or use too much of anything but water and a little bit of slip to seal this. You can wrap it up if you like to let it leather and then flip it over to the bottom to do any type of works that you need. But however, I'm just gonna watch it and let it leather and flip it over. See anything I need to do. I'm bringing the tips up and the piece. I'm going to use a tool to measure it this time so I can get it even, more even. Just setting something here. Just kind of seeing. Yep. That's not a good measuring tool. I think that's pretty good. And then I'm going to go on around doing the same thing. Gently press. Cute little dish. Trifold plate.
So you don't want to scratch it. You want the features of the folding to be seen.
Yes, I do. So whatever you decide to do, I would love to see any type of changes, any differences. Just to see. However, what I'm going to do now to seal it is to take. I'm going to take a little. I have my cup of water here with brushes. I have one that has a more smoother bristles to smooth. And then I have one that's kind of chewed all up and rough to kind of make the slurry or the slip coming better. Now I also have slip here to, what I'm gonna do is just take the slip once and go into all those creases in joints one time. Just kind of filling up the cracks, creases, bubbles, whatever. Then I'm going to go back and gently press that again, gently. And then I'm going to go back, clean the slip off, just brush back and forth about 2 to 3 times in those areas. And then I'm going to clean that brush with the water. I'm going to smooth the edges of the dish if needed. And then I'm going to take my smooth brush and wet the entire piece, but smoothing it out on the edges as well. The only reason why this is not collapsing is because it's so small, but I'm gonna go ahead and hurry and put my props there just a second before I dry it up.
So Kim, the cut you did about 1.5 inches to 1 inch?
The cut, it was about, I can measure it on both pieces. For this piece, it is 2 inches.
Okay.
A little smaller one. And my actual, so let me get the piece. You see here, this cut is about 2 inches.
Okay.
But from the here to here, it's about 5 1/4.
Okay.
But it still has a little arch in it. So if you go straight across, like 5 1/4, you still got to put a little arch up there. You see it sticking up?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then on the next side, the cut is 2.5 inches.
Okay.
And then the actual from tip to tip of the triangle, it is 8 inches. All right, so before that collapses on me, I want to go ahead and put me some props below there. I thought about you could give this a lift by putting some kind of base up under it. You can put holes on each tip and make it some type of little planter. It can be for jewelry. It can be for so many different things. All right, so I'm just gonna smooth that one more time, which it looks pretty smooth. And I'm just gonna take a sponge, one of these sponges that I have holding up this other project. And I wanna wet that completely, but dry it out and dry up the moisture in this piece.
That would make a nice planter for those ear plants.
Ear?
Air.
Oh, air. You mean like cactuses and stuff?
Yeah, those little plants that they don't need soil or water.
Yeah, that will be cool. That's what I was kind of thinking. Go ahead.
Cute soap dish.
Yep,
Yeah.
that would be cute for soap.
Yep.
That is cute. And I do need some soap dishes. All right. So as I just finished smoothing it, I see that I need props on a couple of little other areas, like right here where they are joining. I need it on the tips to keep it high and where they are joined, that doesn't collapse and come apart. Later on, I will take my time and turn them over when they get leather and see if I have any blemishes or if I want to add anything. If you want to add legs or handles or arms or anything, you might want to wrap them up until you do that later. Or actually, a handle of legs can be added at any time. Even when it's completely dry, you can add legs. All right, so that's that dish. Then we're
you.
gonna come over here to this one and just put that together right quick. All right, same thing. I already set it up everywhere where I'm just measuring my finger down each one to kind of see if it's even. And now I'm gonna do the same thing, I'm putting the prop up under the part where I have them joined. I'm gonna go ahead and use slip. Sometimes you don't have to scratch everything in because that puts lines in your piece. If it's like a clean type of thing where it doesn't, it's gonna come together. So I guess you just have to determine if it really needs reinforcing or how good it's gonna be reinforced just with using slip and water. As long as you do it really well, I think it'll be fine. Once you check it after it's dried, that type of thing. So once again, I'm going into the joints with slip, and that will help seal any air or open spaces in the creases or whatever. I'm just making sure to go back and forth to get that around there. And now I'm going to kind of just slip up the edges. They're a little bit more rugged than that smaller piece. Just slipping the edges so I can smooth them out. And now I'm going to use my smoother brush with the water and kind of just slurry that around while smoothing out the whole piece. You can make it really wet if you like, because you're going to dry all of that up. Not real wet, but wet enough to smooth it all out, but not wet enough to make it collapse. Don't pour no whole bucket of water on there. Okay, I'm using the water that's all in the base of it to continue to make slip and go into the cracks and crevices. It looks so nice and smooth that now I'm going to go ahead and use my sponge, smooth that out. Also, I don't want to leave my sponges there, so I'm going to have to make props. Go up on those edges. I always have my sponges free and clear ready because I'm always creating something. Gotta think about that. All right. All this paper towel that I'm using, I'm gonna also save that so I can use it as the stuffing in my bust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's time to dry this piece up. I've cleaned these sponges out. So I don't want it to collapse while I'm drying it. So I'm just going to kind of sit one of those props beneath there to help me hold it as I dry this piece up, this one side. Now I'm going to go ahead to another side. And I'm going to switch out sponges, get the cleaner one. Prop. Prop. In the crevices, instead of wiping so you don't change the shape, you want to kind of squeeze the sponge to get a little edge or tip, and then just blot the moisture or water out. Now I'm going to wash these sponges out because it's still a little bit moist. And I think these would be beautiful hanging straight, flat on the wall too. Because they'll give a beautiful three-dimensional or some kind of look of something spherical poking out. All right, last sponge, except for having to come back later and look on the back side. There are so many things that you can do with these. You just have to be creative. And I would love to see later what you all have come up with as it pertains to doing something different. All right, and so this is how this piece looks. Although I'm just gonna go around it and see if I have all of my shapes looking the same as pertains to this triangle. And here, and voila. That's pretty good. I'm gonna let these leather, and that concludes our class for the trifold plate. Anybody have any questions? So I will put this, I'm gonna try today to put all of the Japanese origami fold pieces on YouTube and the bust, the first part 1 of the making the bust. All right.
It's pretty, I like that.
Thank you. You can do it too. All right. Anybody got any questions? And so next class, we will be cutting our the wig head, and we will be stuffing it, and then we will be putting it back together, and then we're going to be drawing our proportion lines on it for wherever all of the facial features belong. And then we're going to wrap it up Thursday. On Friday, we will do our last Japanese origami clay fold, which is going to be the conch shell vase. It's called a conch shell vase because it reminds you of the conch shell, something from the sea. All right, so something from the ocean. Also, for any raised features you want to put on that, you could put anything that comes from the ocean. So that'll be nice. All right, anybody have any more questions? Suggestions? All right, if you need anything from the facility from this time until the time you come up here or whatever, please feel free to call me. Thank you so much for joining Hand-Built Pottery. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
Thank you.
Peace, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
ma'am.
Bye-bye, everybody.
I will, Miss
Say,
Gloria.
Enjoy your day. Be
I
safe.
will. And if any of you need any of them templates, please let me know. I'll feel free to make you. I'm gonna make some copies today anyway. But if you need any templates, let me know. I'll have them for you.
I'm gonna drop some stuff off Monday, Kim, for prior.
Okay, no problem. If you need one of them templates, let me know.
All righty.
All right. Peace and love.